Alright, now we're to the point where we can start having a little bit of fun with our drawings. Now up until now the default has been brush with red and a medium stroke. But by going to thickness we can start changing that. Set the pen width. So I'm going to show you, here's thin, we've seen middle, and here's thick. But if we go to the pen, this is a thick pen, and this is a thick highlighter. And so you can do all those adjustments. You can also do cool things like change the line type. So for example, I'll go back to regular brush. Here's a straight line, but I can change it so that the head of my line has a ball and the tail of my line has a point. And then I get, well, no difference when you're using a brush because a brush can't have those features, but a pen on the other hand can. So the brush is unique because it's meant for all kinds of special pressure and angle and things, but the pen, I can do that kind of thing, which is kind of neat. Woo. So you can have a lot of fun with that. We could change it. We could put arrows on both sides and get stuff like that, which I think is pretty clever. Or do something totally different. You know, diamond on one and a tip on another, and even change the body to be dashed. So there we go. So imagine this is like one of those maps out of a Disney movie. So that's a lot of fun. Another couple of things worth noting is one, this little option here, it says display hide. So when we click that, we get more options there, and this is actually displaying what it will look like based on our settings. That's very convenient because we can just get a quick preview. So I'll go to middle and thin, so you can see how that line is going to look. I'll change my dashes. I'll change my ending, my beginning, so it shows in reverse. The arrow is the back, or I can go back to the default, and that just kind of shows me what it's going to look like, and that's convenient. In addition, we have this other option, which is the thumbtack, and the thumbtack allows me to separate my menu and have it not close automatically. Normally when that's not selected, as soon as you do something, the menu goes away. But when you select it, that menu will stay there. It pins the menu wherever you put it, so I can move it around and leave it there. And that's convenient when you're doing a lot of graphical editing. So we can change the thickness of our stroke. So basically when you do this with your pen, that's considered a stroke, and I didn't really realize this. It took me a while to figure it out. You've got the width of those, and then we also have the color. However, this can be a little confusing, so I'm going to take it back to our default view and unpin this, because you saw the color there, but we also have the color over here. So it turns out that this option, set pen width, and this one, set pen color, and this one, set fill color, these all three, when you open them all the way, show the same three things. So if I go to set pen width and I expand this, you see that I have stroke, which is your regular just drawing a line. I have the width, which we just talked about, and then I have the fill. I can close that and go to colors, and you have the same thing, stroke, width, and fill. And I can go to set fill color, and it's the same thing, stroke, width, and fill. And you don't see those, mind you, if that preview is closed. If that preview is closed, they each kind of look like they just do what they do. So this looks like just thickness, this looks like just color, and this looks like just fill. Now the problem with fill is that it's a little confusing, and I'll get into some more examples of that in a bit. But let's just now mess with color a little bit. So I go to color, and I can switch to blue now, and I can pick my own color by clicking more and finding, you know, kind of shade of orange, and hit OK. And now I have a shade of orange. And so between the kinds of lines, the thickness, and the colors, you can have a lot more fun with this, and we'll go a little bit further in the next tutorial.